You're road tripping with Todd Sawatzky Appraisals. This is Friday of the Toronto Sports Card and Memorabilia Expo at the International Centre. As you can see, I'm not on the road yet. I'm about to hit the road very shortly, but I wanted to showcase a few fun treasures that I found yesterday at the Thursday show. We're going to start with this beer can, the 72 Canada 50th anniversary related to the Summit Series, signed by Marcel Dion. Marcel Dion actually was selling these at his own booth at the Expo. So if you need anything done by Marcel Dion, he has a plethora of items that can be sold, and I'm sure you can probably get some of your own items signed as well. I also worked out this great deal with Sport Cave Collectibles, a shop based in Manitoba, and I got a couple of game used jerseys, a couple of fun ones here. This particular one is a game used jersey of Manitoba Moose player Quinton Howden. This particular jersey was used during the 2016-17 season. So even though I do have the paperwork on it, the Manitoba Moose have always been fantastic about labeling their jerseys. So inside, they have this great little patch, Retro Jersey Night. So this particular style of jersey would have been in the style of their IHL days. So when the Minnesota Moose became the Manitoba Moose, this was the same color scheme and the same logo. The next jersey just might kind of capture the essence of bacon, and you'll see what I mean very shortly. Oh yes, this is about as bacony as it can get. This is a minor league baseball game-worn jersey for the Winnipeg Goldeyes. I believe they played, or at least when this was made, played out of the American League. The Winnipeg Goldeyes being a lower level minor league team. And this was sponsored by Manitoba Pork, or Manitoba Pork Producers. So this particular jersey, as you can see, is literally wrapped in bacon. It's very faint, but you can also see that the jersey was signed by the player that wore this. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to determine the player as of yet. I found some great statistics for the Goldeyes that year, but not the jersey numbers. So I'll have to do a little bit more research. But a bacon jersey, I mean, come on, how fun is that? Anyways, I'm going to be hitting the road very shortly, and I hope to see you there. All right. I am here. It's Friday at the Sports Card Expo here in Toronto. Area where it is known as the Autograph Pavilion. Let me. So this is where all the signings are going to be. This is where all the celebrity guests are going to be. So this morning, right now, Kevin Kiermaier, I probably pronounced it incorrectly, of the current Toronto Blue Jays is here. This weekend, there's going to be a lot of different other vendors, or a lot of other celebrity guests, including some pop culture references as well. Christopher McDonald, also known as Shooter McGavin from Happy Gilmore. Lots of hockey guys, some older baseball players as well. Warren Moon will be here, football related, both CFL and NFL. So this is, I think, Hall 3. This is the smallest hall here. And then there's tons of hockey players too. So we'll take a look around a bit more, and happy Friday. All right, so we got lots of grading services here too. This is Beckett. You can drop off. They're actually doing on-site grading, so I've been told. PSA is also here, guys like KSA, JSA Authentication. So lots of different grading companies here as well. All right, this is the hallway in between the different halls. And as you can see, there's plenty of vendors even here. It is pretty early right now, and things are really starting to fill up. So it's going to be a pretty busy show. right here, I'm having a really awesome opportunity to talk to the Hockey Time Machine, who happens to be here. They're a great, fantastic YouTube channel. They bring in and they talk to a lot of wonderful NHL alumni, people from the hockey industry, and I'm getting a chance to actually talk to some of these guys here. So let's take a look around. Okay, right over here. The gentleman with the Rangers hat, that is Pete Stemkowski, Paul Patskow, who is a hockey historian. We have Jerry McNamara, and we have Brian McFarland and his lovely wife. All right, so Pete, what brings you to the Expo today?
Well, it's a card show, as you're well aware, and I've done quite a bit of them in the past in different places, New Jersey, New York, and I always like coming back to Toronto because, well, this is my home for about a half a dozen years. Played a couple of years with the Toronto Marlies.
Yep.
Fortunate enough to win the Memorial Cup, and then a couple of years with Toronto, and fortunate enough to win a Stanley Cup. So I always like to come back. I got three friends that are still here. I get here once in a while with the New York Rangers, who I still work for, so I do some broadcasting there. And when I have to do a top 10 restaurants that I like, two of them are located right here in Toronto.
Fantastic.
The Keg. I mean, you can't beat a 20-ounce ribeye.
Absolutely.
And second, the Swiss Chalet chicken.
Oh.
I am trying to talk people into New York, get a Swiss Chalet chicken.
It's all about the sauce, right?
Nothing like the sauce, and you put the bun in there. It's delicious. So
absolutely.
That's at the top of the list for coming back to Toronto.
So those are the highlights, and then you get to see some fans and sign some autographs.
I got Steve Vickers, one of my very close friends, with best man at his wedding.
Wonderful.
We were here for the All-Star game. You know, got Paul Coffey, got a Justin Bieber, who my kids love it. So, hey, you met Justin Bieber? I said, man, why? What about it? Oh, you don't know how famous he is. So, you know, memories, great people, and I was born in Canada, so I'm still a Canadian at heart. So it's always a pleasure to come back.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it.
Okay, no problem.
All right. I am with Brian McFarland, who is, well, from my standpoint, a legendary broadcaster, hockey historian, all that fun. Brian, what brings you to the Expo?
Well, you must be over 80 if you're going to talk about being familiar with my name, because I haven't been around for a long while. I'm doing some books still. I've got a memoir out, A Hell of a Life in Hockey, that's doing quite well.
Fantastic.
I'm working on a Leaf book for next year and for next fall.
Mm-hmm.
Maple Leaf Forever, but I've got a big passage, an empty page to fill yet for the playoffs. Wait a few days to find out what happens there.
So we got to find out if they're going to win the cup or not right now. Is that it? Or
if they get through one or two rounds, that would be fine. But winning the cup has been so difficult for the Leafs.
It certainly has.
And it used to be easy. In the 60s, when I was first in the gondola with Foster and Bill, there were 4 Stanley Cups on the mantles around, and everybody sort of took it for granted there'd be others to come.
Yep.
Never happened.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I might be, I'm 92 now, I might be 192 before they win it all. I hope they call me to ask if I'd like to come to the parade or the victory party.
Well, that would be wonderful.
Well, I might be out dancing that night.
Well, you could be. Well, let's hope they do. Let's hope they do, and I would love to see that dance all at the same time. Well, Gil, thank you very much for your time, and I appreciate taking a couple of moments to talk to me.
Thanks for recognizing me. Thank you.
You bet.